Of the third mainland bridge. Lagos State government had announced on Sunday.
This video that you watched has been trending for a while, and it's so disheartening. Now, you might be wondering, maybe those people that are living under this makeshift house, or what are we going to call it? It's actually a kind of construction under the bridge. The question is this: is it by force to live on the island, or these people have a job around that particular vicinity and they felt that the best option for them is to have a place around that particular area that is not as expensive as the real deal? You might be wondering, what am I talking about? That video that you watched, do you know that the people under these quarters, or what are we going to call it, they pay up to 21 million naira. The government actually broke and destroyed that place, like crushed it. When government realized that people who lived there paid that huge amount of money. Now, there are people who have said, you know what, why don't you guys gather that money and look for a better apartment somewhere? And I kind of looked at it this way. Hold on a second. Before we begin to look into that, what if these people, like I said at the beginning, have a job around the island, and if they are to get an apartment for, let's say, 250,000 naira, maybe they will have to go down to the mainland and maybe the outskirts of Lagos, or somewhere that they can pay that amount of money. Now, for you to commute in the money from, let's say, somewhere on the mainland, far into the outskirts of mainland, down to, let's say, Lagos Island for your job, you will have to wake up as early as maybe 3:30 to beat the traffic and the rush, and you will do this every day. So this group of people, I'm not saying all of them because we don't really know what some of them are there for, but these people, it shows that they pay that amount of money. So someone had built this quarter settlement there, and I know that whoever would do this has a strong backing for that person to have built it under the bridge and take rent. And this has been going on for a long time, not until some people came, probably screamed and talked about it, and the government swung into action. Like, seriously, 250,000 naira. 250,000 naira rent paid in that particular squatter under the bridge with the cars overhead. This is where these people live. This is where they live. This is where they wake up from, go to work, come back. So it's not as if they don't have a means of sustenance. They have jobs that they do. Maybe some of them have businesses around that place, that locality. They sell food, or they actually go to like a job, like office or somewhere. So now, if they are asked, where do you live? Of course, they say, I live on the island. I live in Ikoyi. I live in Victoria Island. I live somewhere. Yes, that's where they actually live. But where are you living there? Under the bridge. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. And I just don't understand what could have prompted those that took advantage of these people. What else could have prompted it? Greed. Or they just saw a need and they felt, well, let us make use of the federal government bridge, and underneath it, let's build houses and take it. Let's take 200. Now that 250 will be for maybe safety protection or something. I'm kind of thinking what that 250, because that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money paid. Like, seriously? Wow. Under bridge home. 86. In fact, the news reports that 86 apartment. It is even called apartment. Built under the bridge. 86 apartment under Dolphin Bridge. 86 apartment. The thing is, some people said no one will notice, but under that bridge in a Ikoyi area of Lagos, 86 rooms have been constructed, housing hundreds of Lagosians illegally. Tenant in each room paid 250,000 naira every year annually. Wow, that's a lot of cash. Now, let us even look at what was used to build it. Wood materials were used to construct the shelters. And do you know that some occupants use gas cylinders? Some had stored fuel for their generators. And that's disaster. Like, seriously? So the government swung into action and kicked them all out. Sanitation corps came in also. They did what they had to do. So sad that these people had created their own illegal settlement. I mean, they didn't really create it themselves anyway. Someone definitely had done the creation of it, because they can't be paying 250,000 every year. Or maybe they had built it themselves and then pay the thug or the criminal in this shanty, illegal shanty that they built there. This is so sad. This is so sad. This speaks about the condition and the situation of things. Like I said, it's a serious issue. What will make or prompt people to come live under that bridge? That's the question. What will prompt or make people come live under that bridge? Definitely, they needed to be around that vicinity. If they had 250,000 to pay, they would have gone elsewhere where they can live in a proper house. But they had to live in that particular place because that's where they do business. Now, I'm not saying I'm not creating an excuse, but I'm just telling you of the reality. If they had to pay for a proper house in that vicinity, they will not be able to afford it. They won't be able to afford it, but they still have to commute and do business or whatever it is that they do right under the bridge. Right under the bridge. So sad. So sad. So sad. Well, the bridge has been broken. I mean, under the bridge, they've cleared it. They said enough is enough. You will even find some people, who have containers. That's what it is called. They have containers and they keep all of this under the bridge or somewhere. And that's how they live. That's how they live. It's so sad. I once saw this in Ghana, but this was this came about because of the constant break-in into small-scale businesses. So people have to sleep inside of their containers with some kind of a weapon in case someone comes in to break into their shop, their small container. That's where I saw this once. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. I don't know what you guys think of this one. Drop your comments.